I said, yeah, let me keep my job, because in 2 weeks, my husband starts a grad school program. We move next weekend, and we were going to live off of my income. Only one income. In this economy. We were already downsizing, already, living so frugally, and now we have no income. None. And he's like, I'm so sorry. I'll send you a severance package. Your severance package is not going to get me very far in this economy. And everyone's like, you can lean on photography. You can do this. I lost my social media 4 months ago. I have not had a single inquiry in over 4 months. Moreover, I am moving to a whole new city where I don't know anyone. It's like every time I think I'm so close to getting out of fight or flight, something ridiculous happens. And it just sends me full force right back into it. And I don't have that hustle that I did 5, 6, 7 years ago when I was building my photography brand or when I was doing all of my freelance work. Gas is $5. And I have no income. And my husband's done subbing next week. And then he got a student teaching job for $16 an hour, 10 hours a week.
So many people are getting laid off. What's going on? And another one, are there literally no rules in the US? How can this be legal? Because in most of the world, you can't just call someone and say you're done tomorrow. But in America, at-will employment means they can cut you on your lunch break and call it restructuring.
We decided to part ways with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop you right there. Also, why are you doing this and not my manager? We've never met, so this seems a little odd that my manager has no idea that this has been happening and the director has no idea that this has been happening. So I'm just definitely confused, and I would love an explanation that makes sense. Also, every single one-on-one I've had with my manager, every conversation I've had with him, he has been giving me nothing but I am doing a great job. I have had great activity. I have really great meetings. So I disagree that my performance hasn't been, I haven't met performance expectations. And it must be very easy for you to just have these little 10-minute, 15-minute meetings, tell someone that they're fired, completely wreck their whole life, and then that's it with no explanation. It just doesn't make any sense that you guys have still not been able to give me a reason why I'm being let go.
Just from a process perspective, your questions are valid. This isn't going to be the forum and the situation where we're able to go into the detail that you're looking for.
But then when? If it's not right as I'm getting fired, then it's certainly not going to be after when I'm no longer part of the company.
So everyone, we'd appreciate if you would go back to the workplace where you're...
Is there a place that you would be able to speak to us?
Not today. We have other things going on.
Do you think we're not worth speaking to, Stan?
Those are your words, not mine.
But they might be your beliefs.
They're not my beliefs.
Oh, okay. So you do think we're worth speaking to?
Everyone should go back to your workplace.
I work here.
To dismiss us instead of talk to us.
You told us that we had to come work in person here 4 days a week. This is our workplace.
Is he like our Pied Piper now? What's the problem?
Stan, are you running away from us?
No, I'm directing you back to your place of work.
Okay, where's my place of work?
If you could just go this way, you guys.
Will you come this way with us? No,
I'm in a meeting. I'm working.
Okay, well, we have some quick questions. If you answer them, we'd be happy to go back to our desks.
All right. Thank you.
For you?
Thank you.
You don't want to answer any questions?
I've directed you back to your workplace.
Is that a good answer, guys?
Absolutely not. Come on, Stan.
That's not a really good answer, Stan.
We're
Stan, these
concerned
are
about
you.
our colleagues.
Yeah.
We're
Stan,
concerned
we're concerned about our
about
company, and you're disengaging with the employees who work here. Did you let go of P and vote for political reasons? What are you going to do to stand up to the Trump administration?
Because you're late.
Yeah, I'm late by like 10 minutes, okay, yeah?
But no, he was 15 minutes late. I've got it timed.
Yeah, okay, you got me timed. The thing is, yeah?
Yes.
1, okay, yeah, it's the first time I've ever been late. 2, I've been here a whole year. Right. I messaged you an hour ago saying, hey, I'm going to be late because there's traffic. There was an accident on the way here. It's not my fault there's traffic, is there?
Well, work starts at 9, so therefore you need to be here. Regardless of traffic, you should have left earlier.
But I left an hour ago.
Yeah,
I texted you at 8 in the morning saying, hey, there's traffic, yeah? I'm going to be late. I sent you a picture. I sent you a picture of the traffic, and now you're over here, yeah, saying that get out. I've been here for a year. You can't just tell me to get out. That's rude.
Well, I can because your shift starts at 9 o'clock. It is now 9:20. You said there's traffic.
Because you brought me I got here maybe about 9:08 or something like that. I don't know, yeah. But it's just 9:20 now because we've been here, yeah. And you asked me what happened, and I told you what happened. But I even texted you an hour ago saying there's an accident. Yeah. How is that accident my fault? I would have actually been here work on time about 8:40, yeah. 20, 30 minutes before. I'm usually always before work starts. I'm here.
Yeah, but you're not today, are you?
Yeah, but the one occasion, I'm 10 minutes late, 15 minutes late, even 20 minutes late, yeah? But I told you an hour ago, yeah? Over an hour ago, 8 in the morning, yeah? I text you, yeah? Around 8:03, yeah? Saying, hey, there's traffic on the way, there's an accident, I'm running late.
Well, it's just unacceptable. I'm sorry, but it is.
But okay, can you explain to me, how is that accident my fault?
Well, okay, I take the accident isn't, but you being late for work is. You should take responsibility of being in work on time, and on time is 9 o'clock.
Do I not always come here early?
Well, yes you do, but maybe you should have looked at traffic before you come, looked at the roads before you left for work.
He texts his manager an hour in advance with a picture of the traffic, and he's fired before he takes his jacket off. And the comments saw through it instantly. He wasn't fired for being late. She was looking for a reason to fire him, and this was the opportunity. Another one. Sounds like they were just looking for any excuse to fire him. And here's what makes it worse. She told him he should have checked the roads before he left. Checked the roads for an accident that hadn't happened yet. He's not a fortune teller. He's an employee who texted you at 8 a.m. and still got fired at 9:20. That's not accountability. That's a power trip with a clipboard.
This is why you have to stop playing with people. If you're going to fire somebody, fire them before they come in. Fire them when they come in before they start their shift. This lady worked her whole entire third shift, then went and set up breakfast for all of the customers, and then after she did that, y'all fired her. So she crashed the fuck out. Now, was she right or was she wrong? In my opinion, baby, I'm going to say she right, because you didn't work me a whole fucking third shift, and then I set up breakfast, and then after I do all of that, you fire me? Well, you could have clearly fired me before I clocked in or before I even got here over a phone call. She crashed the fuck out, and I agree with her. Stop playing with people.
Someone else is in there. I'm getting fired. Oh my god, I'm getting fired. Hello.
Good morning, Deborah.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I asked, who I think you know, to join us for this call. She is our HR representative. We've got some updates we'd like to share with you this morning.
Okay.
Unfortunately, as you may know, the lack of growth and the decline in our client revenue has negatively impacted our business beyond what we can sustain. And it's forced us to make what are very difficult decisions to eliminate roles within the agency. And this includes the elimination of your role, making today your last day. Please know that it was a very difficult decision.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Heather. I wish you the best.
Thank you, you too. Bye.
I know that voice, that lingo, that's corporate Aaron, because that voice is the same in every company. The calm, rehearsed, we value you tone that's reading from a script while ending your career. We've initiated a buyback. We've had to make difficult decisions. This includes the elimination of your role making today your last day. Today, not next week, not after a transition period, today. And the comment that hit the hardest, the amount of stress and anxiety work causes us is not normal. You give a company years and they give you a calendar invite and 15 minutes. And another one, how can this be legal? Today is your last day. How does this even work? It works because the law lets it work. That's the whole answer. There's no protection. There's no warning requirement. There's just a meeting you didn't schedule and a voice you've never heard telling you it's over.
FC got me fucked up today. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all shit. Clean this shit up. Fuck you talking about? Clean this shit up. Trash this bitch. Everybody got me fucked up. Hell you talking about? Hate that fool. No, nobody want to work on your bitch ass. Look at her, calling the police.
Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises and glories due. Kwahala Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Bashem Kwakwadash. Much love and respect to the elders and apostles, bishops, the great millstone. And also much love and respect to all you Akim all around the world doing this work in sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the few sisters in silence, to the spirit and power of our Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahshua. So, as you just saw a collage of videos that was right there of, you know, people getting fired, you know, and everything. But we're coming into that time, all right, where people are just losing jobs left and right. You know, there's no work. You know, people are just crashing out. You just saw the last woman, Jake, right there. You know what I'm saying? You know, the so-called black woman crashing out, you know, just destroying things within the company that she works for. You know. So it's only going to get worse, all right? It's only going to get a whole lot worse, and we're coming into those times, all right? You know, imagine when Eve is hungry, you know? Imagine when there's no food to eat, you know what I'm saying? And you're really going to see some shit out here, you know? You're definitely going to see some shit out here when people can't eat, you know? All right? So these are the times we're coming into. All right, we're coming into these harsh, evil times. All right? And this is what we've been saying for the past years that we've been in this truth. All right? From the elder apostles of GMS on down. All right, this is what we've been saying. We've been saying that there ain't gonna be no jobs out here to get. You know, there it is. You know, you get your degrees, you get all kind of degrees, and you get your degree in this, your degree in that. You know what I'm saying? And you can't find no work. You know, there's absolutely no work. There's no jobs for you to get. You know, that's because we're living in those times, all right? We're living in these times, these great evil times that are upon us, all right? So I'm going to start off with the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 1. And it reads, "Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them." All right? "While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. And the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves. The grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened." So when you look out the windows, you know what I'm saying, you see that there's no future. That's talking about your future, okay? That's talking about your future. Pretty much there is no future, you know what I'm saying, within Babylon, all right? The only future there is destruction, okay? Because eventually America will be destroyed by way of thermonuclear fire, okay? So that's the future to look forward to. It's nothing but death and destruction, all right? So, you know, we're coming in those times where America is getting ready to be turned into a third world country. Okay. Verse 4. "And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low." So rise up at the voice of the bird. Okay, what is that talking about? The morning. Because when do you hear the birds chirping? You hear the birds chirping in the morning around like 5 in the morning. You know, 5, 4 in the morning, 6 in the morning, you know. That's when you get up to go to work and get ready to go to work. You know, when you hear the birds singing, chirping, all right? So that's what it's talking about. But, you know, there ain't gonna be no work for you to go to. All right? There ain't gonna be no jobs to get, so to say. All right? Because this is the time we're living in. All right? People are getting fired left and right. You know, people are doing TikTok videos. Their bosses are seeing these type of videos and they get fired. Saying it goes against company policy and this and that. But that's the times we're living in, all right? These are the times we're living in, all right? We're living in some serious times, all right? Some beautiful times for us, but very serious times for you people out there, all right? All right? So it's going to get even more worse, you know? You're going to see more people crashing out, doing stupid shit, you know? And that's the times that we're living in. Let me get another precept real quick in Isaiah. Precept. Get the precept. So Isaiah chapter 19, verse 15. And it reads, actually, let me start. I'll start at 14. The Lord hath mangled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they shall cause Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Verse 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. In that day shall Egypt be like unto woman, and shall be afraid of fear, because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he hath shaken over it, you know. So there ain't gonna be no work out here. You know, the grinding is ceasing right now. There is no work. People can't eat. You know, people can't pay their bills. People are, thousands and thousands of dollars in debt. And not to mention that America itself is over 34 trillion in debt. You know, or close to that number, or even higher. I didn't check to see the current debt of America, but it's probably even higher than that now. All right, and that's just not the real debt. All right. So, you know, people are in debt. People can't pay their bills. You know, people are defaulting on loans and everything, and this is the times that we're living in. They can't find work out here. You know? And even Uber and Lyft and all these other ride shares are even getting all backed up. All right? So, you know, that's what it's come now. You know, prophecy. All right? Because this is all prophecy written in the scriptures, that this place will not the grinding would start ceasing. And now that prophecy is now here. Now the prophecy is starting to come to pass now. You know, all the major prophecies are now starting to come to pass. All right? So, like I said, it's only going to get worse. It's going to increase. And we're pretty much right around the corner from that 250th anniversary of America being established, you know? So we already know that an empire, you know, saying the lifespan of an empire is 250 years. You know, this been proven throughout history of all these other empires that ruled before America. So the American empire is no different. All right. So it's going down. It's going down just like the Titanic. OK. So with that, I'm going to leave it there. You know, going to give all praises and glories due to Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Bashem Rakwakadash. Shalom.